from Okotoks, Alberta. Rides her horse called Jack. Dynamite Reflection is his registered name, and she's underway right now as Lisa on this 11-year-old mare. She's at her first finals, as we talked about. That's not what we wanted to have after that great run last night. Get her on the leaderboard tonight. Knocks down a couple of barrels, going to cost her 10 seconds in penalty time. So we'll get that time coming in for Lisa.
Well, it's so tough when you take down 2 barrels. She knocked the barrel on night number 1, but still can be fast and be consistent. We're going to keep on rolling. We're 14.483 plus 10 for Lisa Dakota. As we get set for Steph Mather, and Dave, this was your pick of the night for Team Dave, the cowgirl from Medicine Hat, Alberta.
You know what? She's been second and third and has climbed to second place overall. Let's watch her on this buckskin. This is an impressive horse, and she has just done so well all season long. 2 very nice turns in the books. Now watch that third turn and that all-important run for home. She's in a hurry. Stephanie Mather on buck. Come on now, cross that line. And nice run. Nice run for Stephanie Mather.
Well, she's won $14,500 so far this week, and she has moved from 4th to 2nd. She's only $7,000 away from the lead.
And a 14.610. Very, very quick.
Let's go to Caroline Novell from Turner Valley on her horse she calls Bully the Gelding. The Palomino Round, barrel number 2. Nice looking turn. 1 more turn to go, and she gets around those round barrels. Here's a nice run coming from Caroline Novell. And she has been out of the money so far, but I'll tell you what, she puts together a nice looking run right there. The 21-year-old at her first ever Canadian Finals Rodeo. 14.965 for Caroline Novell, 14.965.
The Kamloops, British Columbia on the gray horse. This is Julie Leggett. This is Ice. And doggone it, that barrel is down to cost her 5. Julie Leggett at her first finals at the age of 45 and makes that turn for home right here with a penalty to contend with. So the 5 seconds going to prove costly for a very good cowgirl who's had a very good year. And we'll await that time. We'll add 5 to it.
It's going to get us set up for a 4-time and defending Canadian champion.
So a 19.77 with the penalty factored in. So with that 5 seconds.
Let's go to Lisa Lockhart and her great horse Louie, the buckskin horse, and we get around that second barrel. 4-time Canadian champion. Oh, she gets around 3. She was our winner on night number 1, and her and Louie are coming across the line, and they make a clean run after knocking the barrel down last night. 14.90, 14.90 for Lisa Lockhart from Oryx, South Dakota.
So our leader still is Stephanie Mather at 14.610, and now we go to Sydney Daines, who had that great run last night and won the round. And is underway right now, the Innisfail Cowgirl. And I'll tell you, they were excited in Innisfail for this cowgirl and all over where the Daines family hangs out, including down in Guelph, Ontario, where they're watching our broadcast and cheering on this young lady right now as she races across that line right there. Nice job, Sydney Daines, as we will await that time. 14.648, 14.648, just 38/1000th of a second out of the lead.
Yeah, that puts her in the number 2 spot as we get ready now for Chula Churchill from Valentine, Nebraska. And she was our 2011 Canadian champion, and she's had some barrel trouble so far. She is knocked down on both runs, and her horse that pulled the bar they call Worm. Then we get around barrel number 1. She will be heading to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo this year at her 3rd Canadian Finals. Now this is the run we're looking for from Chula Churchill. She keeps it clean, she gets across the line, and Worm is running hard on Friday night, and she was long overdue. It took her a few runs, and we keep them up, we keep them clean, and she's going to be at 14.746 for Chula Churchill.
That puts her in about 3rd place overall unofficially. And Brooke Robertson, who had that great run last night on her gray horse, and is underway right now. Watch Brooke on Jewel as she quickly flies down to that far side. She's had a great season and is having a solid finals and everything in order right here as she makes that run for home. All right, across the line. Good job, Brooke Robertson once again.
Well, Brooke has earned just under $10,000 so far in 2 nights. 14.890 for the Pinokie Cowgirl. That's going to be good for her in that average race.
I talked to Nancy Shabai about running 9th and being a little bit down on the ground, and she said, you know what, I'm not worried about that. It hasn't been a big factor so far, and I don't think it will be tonight. So she is underway on Wicked. And she hit a barrel last night, but she's okay around that first barrel. Had to kind of duck back to get to the second, however, and that cost her maybe a couple of tenths of a second. Now very quickly around that third barrel and heading for home, Nancy Shabai, crowd favorite here across the line. And the time coming in for Nancy Shabai as we await that time. 15:044 for Nancy Shabai. Good job by the Tabor, Alberta cowgirl.
Well, let's go to Brady House from Metaskal, Alberta, on her 9-year-old bay horse that she calls Gringo. And she had some trouble night one. Last night she was 15-2-2-4. Oh, that second barrel. You know what? She just hasn't had the fun she wanted. Her and Gringo, between first and second, have had some problems. She's going to get around 3 and finish it out, but that's 3 runs that she'd like to have back. For Brady House, well, the cowgirl, she's been a multiple Canadian finalist and just been struggling so far. 16-4-4-5 is the time for Brady House.
Well, Brittany Diaz came in here as our leader, but there are some challengers now. And Brittany Diaz and Rudy need a big run right here. And she starts it that way. Is that barrel going to stay up or not? I can't see it from our vantage point. It was close. It was close, and now she goes to that third barrel, makes that turn for home. I can't see if that first barrel stayed up or not. It did stay up, so she's across the line. That was a good-looking run. Good-looking run. 14.661. 14.661. That might be in about second or third place. Third place overall, I think, unofficially.
Well, let's go to Tara Muldoon, last cowgirl out the bottom of the ground, the Hitting Alberta cowgirl on her horse Rev. She was 4th on night number 1. She gets around 2. Oh no, she takes down a barrel. That's going to cost her 5. She was 3rd in our Canadian standing. She was $12,000 back at first, but a knockdown barrel is going to be tough for her. Tara Muldoon, some handling trouble, not the run she was looking to have here tonight. 14.990 plus 5. For the Hidden Cowgirl.
Well, I'll tell you what it looks like Stephanie Mather, who had a second and a third coming in here, now adds a first to it, and she has very definitely moved into contention for a championship as she makes that victory lap right now. What a great job for Stephanie Mather and her outstanding horse Bucky. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to have a chance to chat with her a little bit later on, but right now, friends, we'll be back with more.